Hello there, Delroy again from Eastway. Welcome to another episode of Van Talk with the main man, Marley Boy. So how you doing, Miles?
I'm really good.
Nice one, mate. Good, good.
How you doing?
Yeah, everything cool. Mate, you know something? What's come to my mind this week, man, is materials. The state and the standard of materials, man. Because there's a certain make of trunking that I've been using since the 80s. Because I only started using mini trunking when I was on the council, Islington Council. Right, it's the only time I started using it. And in private situations, I've used the same trunking because in my mind, it was the best trunking that I've come across. I've used other makes, but it wasn't as solid and good as these ones. But over the past, I would say year, because I use Edmondson's, yeah? And then Edmondson's they're connected to another, electric centre. I think they're different names, but I think they're connected. Well, they are connected. So up my way, I think this was last year or a year before, I went and I asked for this particular trunking because I know that they keep it. So they come out and it looked like the same trunking to me. So, well, yeah, it was the trunking I wanted. So took it to site. It's not until I can't remember, was it site or in the shop? I can't remember. Anyway, no, it was in the shop. I noticed it was different construction and everything. So he goes, yeah, that's it. That's their new version. So I thought, what? And it was rubbish, in my opinion. And using it, cracks, breaks easy. It was thick. It's terrible. So I used it for the job I went into. So, and then the next job where I needed trunking again, I went to Edmondson's to get it, where I usually get it. And they said, this is the same, because I thought they were going to bring out the same trunking as I got from Electric Centre, but it was the same make, but the design that I'm used to. Right. So I thought, all right. I thought they told me that I bought some trunking down there. And they told me it was the new version. That was their latest thing. I said, no, we still keep this one. So I bought it from there, and then I went back and bought some more, and then
you bought it, when you used it, was it how you remember it to be? Was it the same one?
When I bought the one that I bought from Electric Centre, that was their alleged new version, but it's rubbish, in my opinion. Right? So I thought, when I needed trunking, I went back to Edmonton, where I usually get it from, and they had the ones that I wanted.
Right. So that was the old version that you usually
use. And they didn't have the new version, what these people were selling. So anyway, so I got it. So this week I needed some more trunking, so I went to Edmondson's again. They brought out the trunking, same design I want, but it was, remember I showed you. And I showed you the old type that I was using, and I showed you a new type. And there's a distinct difference, isn't it? The new one's all flimsy. And it's the same design, but it's really flimsy, rubbish. And what I noticed, using it on the job, you put the lid on. The other one, when you put it on, you bang it on, you hear a nice clip, you know it's solid. This one, you push it on, and it doesn't feel that. And some of it kept coming, oh, man, it's rubbish. I don't know what they're doing, these people. Is it money? Well, it's got to be money.
It's definitely money.
It's definitely, but they're dropping the standards of everything, the standard of their product. So what I'm going to do, mate, because if that's the new version, and I showed you the old version that I used to have, it's the same thing, but it's just that one's more solid. This one's like rubbish, and so I'm going to have to look for another trunking, but. Over the years, I've stuck to that trunking because it's the best as far as I know. I used to use other makes of trunking, but only if I'm in a position where I'm working somewhere and that's the nearest wholesaler and they don't do the trunking I want, so I'll take that. So I'm gonna have to try any trunking now because.
So when you got your second one from Edmondson's again, they brought out the same old version, but it was still bad material.
No,
Or they brought out the
No,
new one?
you know the one that I showed you to test with the new one? I bought that either last year or year before. Probably last year. So between last year and now, they've got, it's the same.
It's the same design.
Yeah, the one
just
that,
different
the
material.
one that I got from
Electric.
Center, that's a different design.
Right.
In the the bends and everything, they go on differently. Same make but different design.
Yeah.
So I thought that was the new thing. That's what they were bringing out from now. So when I went back to Edmondson now and got the proper one that I wanted, and it was solid, and I said, oh fine, so I'll come back in. I won't go to. That's it. I'll go, right. So
and then when you went back to Edmondson
when I went back
second
this time to get the trunking, same trunking, they brought out the same trunk. It looks the same, but it's a lot thinner,
Right.
a lot more flimsy.
Okay.
Rubbish, man. Honest. The bends are the same, but the trunk in itself, mate, I tell you, it's a joke. I don't.
So what they're basically doing, it sounds like, is like they're using different composite of plastic.
Mate, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I'm just telling you the difference I've seen in the material. The quality is going down.
Yeah.
Right. So in fact, I
What
think
about the charge?
You know what? That's my problem.
That's what you need to
When I buy
see.
things, I don't check.
You should have seen if the charge was the same, or if it is.
What do you mean? I don't even know.
Dropped.
I don't even know how much trunking is. It's only when I look on the internet I see it one length for whatever pound, £5 or so. I don't know, with including that or whatever. But when I buy it from the wholesaler, when I get my things, I don't even look at it that much. But anyway, so
Well, if quality is gonna drop, it's something you should look at.
well, what can I? There's nothing. The only thing I can do is look what because the trunking that I used to use in between. If I can't get this regular trunking, I would use that, because like I say, if I'm on a job and I'll go down to the wholesalers to get trunking and they haven't got the trunking that I usually use, because different wholesalers got different trunking, different makes, I'll get that. But the one that I used to use in that case, I think I'll go back, because I think that it's either the same standard or better than the new version of the one I used to use.
I get you.
It's disappointing, mate. The bends are still good and solid, but because I showed you could verify it, because I said, look, that Marlon, and you could squeeze it. It's just rubbish. Completely different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, and you know something else, Miles? You know simple things like back boxes. But I'm telling you, man, I wish I could. I wish.
To come out plastic back boxes.
No.
Surface back boxes.
No. Metal boxes that go in the wall. I wish I could show you the ones we used to use when I was on Islington Council. Them things are solid. For you knock out the knockout, and you know, now you knock out the knockout, and
you're bending the
and
whole
you could
chunk.
see the joints on the corners. They're rubbish the way they're done. Same company, called that company. I don't want to say any names or anything. That company was the go-to company for back boxes. And Mars, honest man, if I could get a sample of the ones we used to use back in the day, they were solid, and they look the metal looked more. It was like a more shiny kind of metal.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, but it was more solid. It was them boxes were more solid, mate. It's rubbish. I mean,
what's happening, though, isn't it? It's just everything's becoming less and less. The quality of everything is becoming less and less.
Yeah,
and it's seeping down into, as you say, it's seeping down into the building trade. But that's where the quality needs to stay high.
Because I noticed with the back boxes that, because that particular make of back box, I've been buying for years, since the council, because that's since before the council, because that is the popular name of back boxes we used to use. But the quality is rubbish. The
quality's dropped terribly a lot, yeah?
Yeah, in my opinion. Yeah, well, not in my opinion. I know for a fact.
That the
you know, yeah, and they're easy. You're screwing them in, and they're like that. If you screw them too tight, they go like that. You know, it's rubbish.
Start to bow and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
And that, yeah. So then with that now, you can't even screw your
Well, you just got to be more careful, more delicate with these things. But I'm not happy, mate. But what can you do? I ain't got no power over these things.
Maybe there is something you can do.
No, you
Maybe
know
you
something.
can make some
You know something.
emails and stuff.
You know
do some
something,
phone
Marlon?
calls.
It dawned on me I was going to phone up the company and say, what's happening with your trunking?
Why wouldn't you?
Is it worth it?
Why not?
What are they going to take any notice of me?
Why not? Why? If there's a customer complaint, why wouldn't they take notice of it? You're a customer. You're buying their product.
Yeah.
If you're buying their product and you're not happy with their product,
I'm not.
Who's to say? Who's to say that they won't listen to you?
But
Why wouldn't they listen to their?
You know something, Marlon? You know the more solid one that I showed you that I bought? I think that quality was less than what it was back in the day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. Because
so basically, over time, the quality's just been getting less and less and less.
Because I remember...
But it's at a point now where you're actually noticing the bad
Yes. At this point, I'm disgusted with it.
Yeah.
Because even pushing the lid on, Marlon, it doesn't clip on nice like how it used to. You push it on and it's not... It's because you know you want to. I'm thinking that lid could fall off. Mind you, what it is, you know, like when you, especially in council flats, when you use trunking, yeah, they paint all the trunking so the paint keeps it off, would keep it off. But this wasn't in the council flat, this was in the nice flat, and that's the only way I could do it. But I wasn't happy with the trunking, but it done the job okay.
I think you should make a complaint to the company. I think you should. Personally, I think you should.
Well,
if you don't, let's say everybody takes the attitude that you're taking. Who's going to listen to me? Then no one's going to complain.
The thing is, I don't think I'll complain. I'll phone them up and ask them about it.
Yeah.
Why not complain? It might turn into a...
Why won't you complain though? If you're not happy, you complain. That's what it is. If you're not happy, you're not going to have a nice conversation about it. You're gonna air your views on it, which was it's a complaint.
Well, it's us Brits. We don't complain, mate. You know,
yeah,
we're not like you Yankees suing over everything. We don't complain, mate.
The thing is, if that's what you're gonna do and not say anything, then you're gonna just have to accept what you're getting.
No, it crossed my mind. I said, I'm gonna phone up these people and find out what's going on with this trunking, because you got the version.
Not only should you phone them, you should also phone them guys that make the back boxes.
Nah,
I don't see why not. If they don't know, then they haven't got. Then to them it's just accepted, and so it's fine. There's nothing.
The thing is, I'd more likely phone the people about the trunking, but I don't think I'd go with the back boxes. They've been doing that for years now, so it's not going to help. This is something that I've noticed now. But like I said, even the strong one that I showed you to compare with the new one, I remember back in the day used to complain about that because I think that quality had gone. That was the second quality. But now this is so bad, in my opinion, that you got two versions of the same trunking. One to me is complete rubbish. The other one is bordering on complete rubbish.
See, this is the thing about what I would believe with these things. First ever time these things are made, they're probably made by the people that are using it themselves. First time. And as the time goes on and they hire more people to make it and stuff, there starts to be people that have never worked with this type of material that are now making it. So the first people that are making it, they've moved on, they've passed away or whatever they've done and left it to these people, and so on and so forth, to where it's got to a point where the people that are now making it have no experience with working with it on site. They don't have no involvement working with it on site. So they don't care per se about the quality because they're not putting it up. They just put it.
And if they don't get any complaints,
as far as they're concerned, it's fine.
Well, the thing is, you see, Miles, the thing about it is, if you buy something from a shop, you can go to the shop and complain. But you need to complain to the manufacturers.
That's what you need to do.
But
you're not going to go to Edmondson's and complain, or Electric Centre and complain. No, you'd have to speak to the people that make it. You know the name of them. You know the name of the make. Contact them, find their details, contact them, and give them your feedback.
All right, but I don't. They're not going to change. Oh, right. Let's go back to making it strong.
What I'll say to you is, do that, get their feedback, and then on another van talk, we'll talk about their response to you and how it's going, where it's gone, what actions have been taken, how far it's gone down the line, if it's gone down the line, if they fobbed you off, whatever, whatnot. You might be pleasantly surprised by their response.
The funny thing is, though, man, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm going to phone up this company because I was so upset with it because I like to use quality. Yeah, okay, mate. So I'll probably call them. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll try and call them.
I think you should phone them.
Yeah, okay.
I think you should phone them, and then I think we should do a follow-up.
What? See what they say.
See what they say to you, and then from what they say to you, in one of our next van talks, you can tell us what the response was.
Okay, mate.
I think you should.
All right, then. I'll yeah. Okay, I'll try. Yeah.
These companies sometimes they need feedback because they probably don't know themselves. Because as I said, I doubt they're out in the field putting up trunking.
Okay. Right. Another thing, I came across. I keep getting these emails. Well, I get these emails all the time. About connections and all sorts of things, joints, all sorts of materials. So the other day I opened it and then I saw this, one of these. I've never seen them before. I think it's a new Wago. They've got the one with just the 3 like this, and then this is like a through thing, yeah, through connector. So I've always wondered why they didn't have this type of thing, you know, because you think if you were doing a connection, right, you got live neutral and earth, you got to use that, you got to use one of these, or you can use a through crimp. But for instance, if you just wanted to connect the live neutral and earth and put them in the back of the box, then you'd have to use, where's the 3? Have you got the
flat one? The one in your
No. Well, you'd have to use one of these or the other type. These are your options with the a 2-way. Yeah, if you got live neutral and earth, you'd have to use one of these. If you just want to connect them, push them in the back of the box. If you're not using connectors, you'd use one of these for each cable, right? Or I wouldn't use a through crimp because that's leaving the end. Well, it's not open, but if I had 3 cables in the back of the box, I just wanted to connect them, put them in the back of the box with box lid over it. All right, I would either use a connector with 3 screws, right? Or if I used Wagos, I'd have to use like this, a 2-way, which is a waste. So I always wondered why they didn't have something like this, which is good. And this now, this is a through crimp, so you could live neutral in, live neutral and earth in, live neutral and earth out, which is a good idea. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Right. So you ever seen these before?
Never seen it before. First time I've seen it.
And you're like, what are you thinking?
I think it's really good. Yeah. I mean, when you say this is a waste, I wouldn't say it's a waste. Before they had this wasn't a waste because you have to go in and you have to go out.
No. What I'm saying is, say you've got live neutral and earth in a box. All you want to do, you just want to connect them, put them in the connector and push them in the box. You're not going to use them anymore, or for a time being, or whatever.
Right. Oh, it's not a through at this minute.
No, you just
You're just ending it.
Yeah, you're just going to end it there. You would have to use one of these for the earth. So I'm saying.
I get the way where you say.
But this now, you can just put your 3 connectors in. That's cool. That's good. That's a good idea. And this now is that you can come in and go out, which is good for lighting or something like that.
But they also have this as just a 1-way go.
Yeah.
Where you got live neutral and everything.
Yeah.
That's good. I think this is really good. I think it's really good. I think I've always wondered why, because I've made the mistake of connecting
live neutral and earth into the one.
I've made that mistake.
I didn't know that.
But I amended it before
you switched on.
Before I switched on.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I remember I was like, wait, why have I done that? No. I can't do that. I need to use separate.
One thing though, Miles, yeah, you're right, is why that yellow, that should be green and yellow, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Earth is green and yellow. At the same time, if you're a competent electrician and you look at this, what are you going to think that yellow represents? As a competent electrician,
No, hold on there. Wait a minute, mate. The thing is, you, for instance, if you've got say you've got a 3-core in Earth that you want to connect into a box and just leave in the back of the box.
right?
Then you got your live, your neutral, and your third cable. In the old days, it would be red, yellow, and blue, or whatever. But what I'm saying is,
Well,
I think
you're telling me about this freeway. If you got a free,
no, that's
if you got what
no.
you
What
trying
I'm
to
saying,
say?
you don't necessarily have to connect an Earth in there, do you? 'Cause
Exactly, I was
it
about
could
to
be-
say that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that yellow, to me, this is for connecting. Obviously, you can use it how you like, but live, neutral, and Earth.
Right.
So, shouldn't that middle one be green and yellow?
In a sense, yes. But how do you think they're going to make this piece of plastic green and yellow?
Well, so how do they make cable cover insulation green and yellow?
Well, that's made in the manufacturer. It's made like that. I believe that with the plastic, to infuse the green into it as well, it's going to cost more.
Okay, all right.
So then that will then in turn
So
make the whole thing cost more.
So, couldn't they have made it green?
I'm sure they could have made it green.
I
But
wonder
then you would say, well, it should be green and yellow. So then would they be pleased
but
anyway?
Marlon, maybe I'm totally out of whack. Maybe they've got, obviously, I mean, these people are designers. They know what they're doing. So they've done it like that for a reason. I may be using it for live, neutral, and Earth. But
They've designed it for live neutral.
so I'm thinking.
But what you're saying is, why isn't it green? If it was green, then you would say, why isn't it green and yellow?
Yeah,
Just like
green
you're
and
saying
yellow,
now.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm saying personally, I'm not saying it's a fact.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I will say it probably will cost more to infuse this
green,
plastic,
yellow into the
this
green.
plastic into green and yellow. I think it
Well-
would cost more,
Well, Marlon.
and with that,
Yeah.
it's going to.
Well,
It's with that's gonna make the whole thing cost more,
mate, you're producing something for the electrical industry.
right?
Earth is green and yellow. That should be green and yellow.
I think that you should actually be happy about that. They've changed the Wago to this and focus on that. And as a competent electrician, who are the only people that should be using these type of things, you will know what that indicates.
But
What it indicates is that 3 different cables can go into this
yes,
one Wago.
yes.
Not particularly live, neutral, and Earth. 3 different cables. As you said, 3-core. You could have 3-core and connect your 2 lives and your neutral in, and then have the Earth out
no,
and put that in a separate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
So I think you're just being too particular.
Well, Marlon.
I think you're
hold
being
up there.
too
Wait a
particular.
second, mate. If they're going to do that, then this should be green and yellow, blue, brown, green and yellow, and then make another one black, grey, and brown. So you can connect the 3-core.
But you can connect a 3-core into this, no?
Yeah, you can, but officially,
Because at the same time, if they made one that was brown, black, grey, then they would still have one extra missing for the Earth.
Yeah,
So
well,
whichever
that's
way
all
you
right.
look at it, it's the same thing as this.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's just a minor point.
It's a minor point,
I'm not
which
gonna-
you're just niggling on, when you should be happy that they're evolving and making it
Funny
like how it
enough,
is now.
Miles, when I was watching the webinar about the amendments, apparently, I'm sure this is what they said, in panel wiring, the Earth is going back to green. When panel wiring, the Earth is going to be green, not green and yellow.
It's going to be green, so it's not now. It's in the next amendment.
In this amendment.
So when you say it's going to be green,
Well, any panel that's made to the new amendments.
like now, anybody putting up a panel now,
Hold up, you got 6 months grace. Not putting up. manufacturing.
Manufacturing, yeah. So when it's
Or
got
if
6
you're
months
doing the
grace.
wire, I suppose if you're doing the wiring in a panel, you'd use green cable.
How long has this amendment been out now? Over a year? I'm sure it's been over a
No,
year.
no. It's only just coming in, isn't it? And then
What, the
you got
18th?
the second,
oh.
second.
Yeah, it's the second amendment now, isn't
It's
it?
just coming in,
Oh, yeah.
and you got 6 months grace.
Yeah.
Another thing, Miles, in that amendment. Sorry, going off. Is you know, like all the stickers you put on your fuse board and all that sort of stuff. That's gonna you ain't gonna need to do that. I don't even think you have to put up a circuit chart as long as you supply the certificate, which you have to do if you can do a fuse board. You supply the people with the certificate. You don't have to put a circuit board. And there's other
Circuit chart.
circuit chart. There's other stickers you don't have to put on. And also when you're doing the test certificates, you know that long list of check boxes that's going to be cut down and more. Yeah,
So what you would find is a lot of that is NA.
Yeah, so that's going to be cut down. But anyway, that's that. So yeah, I think that's a good innovation. I like that. It's I'm thinking in some cases it could be, if you're going to use it in lighting, it might be a bit bulky, but they may come out with the flat version like this, more, so. But you see these Miles, these are a bit flimsy. These ones, they break off.
Do you notice that these ones?
Yeah.
Do you notice that these flaps? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't shut down fully.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Like you close it.
Yeah.
So you open it.
Yeah. And they can.
When you shut it back down, it doesn't shut down
and they can,
fully when you've got the cable in there.
They can easily become dislodged and open up. So you have to be careful when you use these. I don't like these. They're very useful in lighting because of the flatness of everything, but they're a bit flimsy. I've always said that, but that's cool.
I think you should. I think with these you shouldn't use any more than 1.5.
Also, Miles, another thing. I was working in this week. I was working in this block of flats, Tottenham Hill. You can't miss it. White tower block, 32 floors, right? And yeah, it's a lovely flat, Marlon. Really brilliant. I love the flat. It's like the windows are like floor to ceiling, big windows, all in the front room. The kitchen, the front room, the 2 bedrooms.
All the external walls.
All the external, loads of sunlight coming in. Great view. They're on the 16th floor. But when you look out the kitchen window, you see a nasty view, man. It's horrible. Tottenham football ground. When you look out the window, you see the Tottenham football ground. Terrible sight. Anyway, the thing about this job, Marlon, what he wanted, another thing, what it was, where he set up his workstation, and there's another. So what I was saying is, so on that wall they've got no socket, and they're plugged into this wall here, which is across the sort of walkway with a lead to work it. So they want a new socket on that wall, and I was saying, either you're going to cut holes in the wall, it's a brand new place, and get the cables up and over and down this wall, or you have to run trunking
What's the flooring like?
Oh, modern wooden sort of flooring.
Can't lift that, basically.
No.
Can't carry on. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, and in them blocks they don't build up to go on the floor nowadays.
True that.
Yeah, and so I told him he didn't know what trunking was. So I showed him. I said, and then so he wanted to do that because he doesn't know better. So I said, mate, that is going to look horrible in your front room. You don't want trunking. You don't want trunking running off. So I said, if there's a socket in that room, it will be better because then you can come out of that room, go around the door frame and along the skirting, and the trunking's white and everything is white, so it's sort of blend in. So he agreed with that. So I went in the bedroom. There was a socket. I could come down. So, but what I done, I kept most of the trunking in the bedroom. went round the bedroom door frame through. So in the front room now, all you see is the trunking coming along, and plus the desk is there, so you don't see much trunking anyway. And when it comes to that, I could drill a hole and bring the cable behind rather than running trunking up. So he was happy with that. But the thing about this is, Marlon, the I don't know if you ever come across this. The ring was wired in 4mm.
I mean, I've heard about it, but I haven't actually physically
I've
done
never,
it or seen
I
it.
can't. No, I've never.
I've actually done it, but it was a long run. It was in like these buildings that.
What, a
had-
ring circuit?
Yeah, but it was like really long runs.
No, this is not a long run. So the thing is, it was when I looked at the cable first, I thought this looks like 4mm, and the fact it was stranded, because you don't get stranded 2.5 in, I don't think, in low smoke. I don't think so. And I was looking at the cable, I couldn't see if it was 4mm, but it looked like it.
Yeah.
But then, so I got one of these Wagos and I pushed it in there and it fitted. So I said it must be 2.5. Mind you, it was a bit tight, so I should have known. But I thought if it went in. So anyway, run 2.5 to the left over to my point and added, so it's 2 sockets together. And remember, you can't spur from a spur, right? So at the end of dump, I was doing my connections and I went to the fuse board to check something, and I didn't see this before, but there was, because the door, you open the door and there's a fuse board there, and on that door, which I didn't see, was the circuit chart. So I looked at the circuit chart, it says 4mm. It's a ring circuit. So now, technically, Marlon, I mean, to me, that's fine because it was fused at 32 amps. So the 2.5 is okay, but the fact, no, I went away from the.
Oh, okay.
2.5.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking is though, Miles, is so you've come away, because like remember I usually like to
Open to circuit. and
I
then
usually
circuit.
continue the ring to my new point, but because if I'd done that, I would have to use bigger trunking,
You'd have to use 4mm.
MT4.
You have to use 4mm cable.
Well, at the time, I wasn't going to.
thinking of that. Okay,
Yeah, I was going to use 2.5 because so, which would have been worse than it. So yeah, so I couldn't do that because I'd have to use bigger trunking to go around the corner with the two of them. You can fit 2. It'd be really tight though, and with the low smoke and all that. So and plus, I went across the door frame, so I had to put the retainers to keep the cables so if there's a fire, it doesn't drop down and block the escape route. So I had to do that. So you can't get 2.5 in a MT2 trunking twin and earth light. So I just had to do a single spur. So when I got to the other end now, because he wanted a couple of sockets together for all his points, saving him to use too much extension lead and all that. So I put 2 sockets, so you had 2 double sockets together and one above the other. And I thought, they're so close together, you know, you're spurring from a spur, but does it really matter?
You tell me.
No, that's what I thought. That was my thinking. If I'd come to that point and then I'd spur and go over there, no.
Then
Yeah, but because they're so close together. But I think technically that's wrong. And now that I've found that it was 4mm, it was also for a 4mm ring, and I've come away in 2.5. Now the thing is, Miles, even at that point, I still think that would be okay, because it's only fused at 32 amp. It's not like 40 amp or anything like that. So I thought, but then I thought, you know, I've spurred from a spur. I've used 2.5. I think with that extra socket, if you go into it technically and all this sort of thing, what I'd done would be technically wrong, right? So what I'd done in the end, I come away from the ring into a spur, and then from the spur to that socket. So now that's a load. So I've brought the mains in, and those 2 sockets are on the load side of the spur, so that's fine. Because you know you can do that and form another ring.
Another ring.
Yeah, you could come if
the load can be a ring.
Yeah, you could form another ring
From the spur back to the spur.
Yeah, you could do that
I didn't know.
because it's fused at 13 amp, right? So that's fine. But so I left it, and what I done as well, because if you and actually that cable could be 1.5
Okay.
because it's 13 amp,
Right.
right? So what I done, I came away from the ring in 4mm to the spur, and then my 2.5 is the load to the socket, yeah? Because I just wanted to continue use the same cable as the ring to feed the spur.
You see the feed side of that spur.
Sorry?
See the feed side of that spur.
Yeah, the feed side of that spur.
From in that feed, that 2 4mm could fit into both of them terminals.
No, because you got three 4mm. Now, because you got the 2 4mm that form the ring,
Yeah.
and then you're coming away to the spur with another 4mm. That's 3 into one, but it couldn't fit, so I had to use Wagos again.
Okay.
I had to use I put the two from the ring into a Wago, and neutral, live and neutral
To the
to
spur.
point. And obviously the spurs, the earths are 1.5, so that was fine.
Right.
And then I just put the thing into the thing.
Okay.
So it was a bit of a rigmarole, Marley, but technically, what I've done is correct.
You're covered, yeah.
Well, so because
You covered your.
yeah,
you
because
covered your-
what I was thinking, what I said, you know, they've got regulations for a reason.
Exactly.
Right, and you're a professional electrician, you're NIC registered, so you have to go by those regulations. You can't just go off and do your own thing, even though you might think, oh, it's fine. As a professional, you have to do it professionally, don't you?
Exactly.
And stick by the regs.
Just at the end of the day, if anything goes wrong, you're
Yeah.
covered.
But the thing about it is, Miles, what I don't understand is why why the ring was wide in 4mm. Because, again, what I said in the video is there must be a reason, because that is a big job. From when it starts, it's a big job. So you have a design team, don't you?
Exactly.
You got your architects, you got your heating and ventilation, and you got your electrical
Engineers.
surveyors and designers. So they've sat down, put pen to paper, and designed the circuit. And they said, right, these rings, we're going to do it in 4mm. So they must have done it for a reason. You can't say, oh, it's 4mm, that should be 2.5, and do it the way you think. They've done it for a reason, so you have to go by that.
Can you think of a reason? How big are these apartments?
No, they're not big. No, it's not. It's not a big apartment. It's not a big apartment. It's not like it's massive or anything. No,
And
average size.
I mean, for you to say that there's no sockets on that wall, I'm assuming that there's not like plenty sockets in the.
I didn't on
each
that.
ring.
Right. Okay. So I picked up from the bedroom. You got 2 bedrooms.
Right.
And I picked up from the bedroom, and on the circuit chart it said 8 points. But you know what though, Marlon? No, it says on the circuit charts it says there were 8 points, so it must be 8 sockets. But like me now, when I write my points on the certificate, 1 double socket is 1 point for me.
Yeah.
But I've seen it where a
One
double
double
socket
is 2 points.
2 points. So,
Well,
I've
put it this
seen
way,
that.
I wouldn't write.
No.
I wouldn't write up
Well, I see.
a certificate like that.
yeah. So, but I'm saying I've never come across where a ring circuit is wide in 4mm in the domestic premises anyway.
No, I haven't either.
No, so that was a weird thing. So it sounds like a bit of over engineering, but like I say, they've designed it, they've put pen to paper, they must know what they're doing. They must have done it for a reason.
Yeah.
So you have to go along with it.
Understood.
So-
I get that.
Right, so that was my problem there. So yeah, so anyway, that I got that job sorted, and yeah.
Have you seen in any new installations any single sockets, like in a passageway? Not like for a fridge or something like that. I'm talking about in
No, I
like
don't.
how it used to be back in the day and that.
No,
I haven't seen that.
No,
I haven't seen that.
No. What's the point?
And I'm asking because of the point thing, because it's like when you're putting it on the certificate, I wouldn't put a double socket as 2 points because. there's
No,
no
I've seen it. I've seen where they've done it.
Yeah.
I've seen where they've done it.
Is that one of them things that's not? It's
No,
not,
they didn't
there's
do it
no
on
wrong
this
or right?
job. They didn't do it on this
No, I'm
job.
saying in general, is that one of them things where it's not wrong or right to have that as 2 points or 1 point?
But you know what? I've always wondered that, Marlon, because it is 2 points. Because you can plug two
Two
things.
sockets in,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I usually, because a double socket is just 1 point, but you can use two. So I mean, I don't know.
Maybe that's something you should look into finding out as well,
Is it
so that
all
we
that?
can
Is
confirm that.
Is that
As I mean,
important?
as we're talking about it, as we're talking about it, I'm thinking maybe we can confirm it or not, or maybe the listeners, maybe the viewers can have they might know. One of the
Yeah,
viewers
I'm
could
sure
put
they
it in the
do.
comments.
But I mean, when I do my certificates, I always put down if it's see, the thing is, which it was a bit sort of contradictory. If it's say you've got there's an old property like you say, and there's some single sockets in the bedroom. Say there's a double socket here and a single socket there. I would put 2 points. Where effectively that's three. You get that? See, so.
And that's
So the
that's when you're doing the ICR, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, Marlon, the way I'm classing wiring to that is 1 point, wire to that is 1 point.
That's
how I see it. I'm not seeing, right, that's a double socket, so it's 2 points.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And so I don't think...
I actually want to know.
I don't think there's any right or wrong in that, I don't think. If you was to put...
How do you find out the actual technical correctness?
Because the thing is though, Marlon, as electricians, as people, you're talking, like if I left you and said, right, Marlon, in this room there are 3 points, three socket, 3 points. What are you going to do? I want you to wire 3 points. You're going to run 1 point there, 1 point there, 1 point there, isn't it? Yeah? If I've decided to put a double socket there or a single socket there, so that's how I think.
Yeah, but if let's say you say I want you to run 3 points, and then at one of the points you put 2 doubles. Would you say would that be now 2 points or 4 points?
No, man.
Do you get where I'm coming?
Yeah, no, let's not labour this too much. What I'm saying is, in the trade, a point is a point. Yeah. If I said, right, we're going to have 3 points in this room, one there, one there, one there. That is a point. Whether a double socket or a single socket goes there, or it's a point.
Yeah.
I think that's how most electricians would see it. Okay, but
like you made your point.
Yeah. So stop trying to be funny, mate. All right, Marley boy, let's pack it up for it. That's the end of another van talk.
Beautiful.
Thanks for doing it, mate. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye.